Welcome, you West Coast elite, to Geek Salad's video discussion of our favorite and least favorite of the Disney parks. From the Geek Salad podcast, I'm Andy.
And I am Mike.
And joining us are...
I'm Jonna.
And I am Juli from One Little Spice.
Awesome.
Which is also a podcast.
Yeah. So today we are going to be discussing our least favorite things about Disneyland. Again, just like California Adventure, full disclosure, don't have a lot to add. I was in Disney World 30 years ago this month. Probably 30 years ago to this day, I was in Disneyland for the last time. So not that I don't want to go back. I do want to go back, but I'm going to have to really focus on what I did or did not like. And what's that?
I said, did they even have Toontown then?
No, they didn't.
Whole
They
new
didn't.
land.
It was the summer of Roger Rabbit though, and I don't remember. I hadn't seen Roger Rabbit yet. I had heard a lot about it, and my uncle, who we were staying with in California, was just so GD sick of it already.
That's a shame, because that's a damn fine movie.
I love that movie. And a movie that Mike and I will be discussing on our latest episode of Geek Salad, due to record this week. So,
Yay.
anyway, our least favorite attractions first. I'll just start because I honestly don't know if I have one per se. I don't remember a lot of the rides. I will be better next time we discuss our favorites, because there are some favorites that are not in the Magic Kingdom. So somebody else can go now.
Huh. Mike?
This is going to be a short one, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go. I hadn't remembered this one until John reminded me. We were at Disneyland one of those days, and we were like, you know what? We've never been on Davy Crockett's canoes.
Oh, God, for canoes.
Let's give those a try and see what it's like. Turns out they're actual canoes that everyone that sits in them rows, and legit rows. That's the only form of propulsion. So I've never been on a Disney ride where my arms feel like they're going to fall off after I get off of the ride, until I'd been on that ride. Now I don't want to go on that ride ever again. I know you can get your workout, walking around Disneyland. I'm fine with that. I don't need anything more beyond that. Thank you.
I want a canoe around Disneyland. I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing. However, I strongly urge you to reconsider, because, like Mike, I cannot argue that invariably you will have someone either sitting in front of you or behind you. Usually a little kid who doesn't know how to paddle right, so you will get splashed.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
All the way around. About probably a third of the way in, all the little kids decide it's too much like work and they're not going to do it anymore, which means everybody else has to work harder. And yeah, legitimately, once you get going, there is no stopping this train. You have to keep going, because there isn't a track. There isn't a propulsion system other than you, and it is your workout. You get your arm day in, that's for sure.
So I've kayaked like 4 miles up and 4 miles down the Rainbow River, so this actually sounds like a really awesome thing to do.
And that might be for you. If you like canoeing, if you like kayaking, then that may totally be for you, although you may be more likely to just want to grab your paddle and bash the kid who splashed you for the 42nd time.
I'm good with the splashing. I'd probably splash him back.
I'm all about full body workout, so I wouldn't mind getting a little arm work, because my legs are going to get so much work. This does reek to me of that kind of ride that was there on day one. And
probably, yeah.
People don't want to get rid of it, because what would Walt say?
Well, Walt also didn't want alcohol in the Magic Kingdom, and look where we are now.
And I'll tell you what Walt would say. Get me out of here, it's freezing!
Well, that sucker goes all the way around Tom Sawyer Island and through the entire reconfigured, thank you, Star Wars Land, Rivers of America.
Ah.
And since you have so many people in the boat, though, it's quite heavy, so it's a lot harder for everyone to push. Especially when
these are big
kids,
long canoes.
especially when all the kids don't do their share. So
right.
I
would just be tempted to call my wife squaw at that point. So
yeah.
Oh, you're looking to get hit with that paddle.
All right.
The interesting thing is that ride has some serious power because the sailing ship Columbia and the Mark Twain riverboat actually have to stop what they're doing to let the canoes go by. If the canoes are coming along. So you have that moment of total
because the canoes are powered by little pathetic human guests, and those boats can stop on a dime with those engines that they have. So
nice.
Yeah.
So,
but yes, that is a thing. We'll take you there next time, Julie.
Oh my god, I can't wait. And you guys can stand on the edge and take pictures of me paddling and just make fun of me when the little kid splashes me and I come off cursing him, you know.
Well, what's that neat funnel cake?
So, Jonna, what's your least favorite ride?
I have long, since I worked at Disney, had a complicated relationship with It's a Small World. When I was little and it was pink, I thought it was the best thing ever. And then I started working for Disney in college, and it was part of our sing-along songs track. And I heard it 87 bajillion times, and that song makes me twitchy now. So Mike can tell you that I just sort of actually recoil when that song plays, probably as a result of the little electronic pendants that used to play it if you breathed wrong around them. And yet I say it's complicated because at Christmas time, when it gets a new soundtrack, I'm all about it again. It's like, this is wonderful. Yeah. It's beautiful. And I like to watch it at night. But, oh my God, the rest of the year, I cannot.
Boy.
Which is a shame
because nails on a blackboard.
Yeah, their version of Is It Small World is a lot better than the Florida one because they actually have like little mini dolls dressed up like Jasmine and Aladdin. They've got that Stitch doll.
Which is also, I might add, grist for the mill for a lot of people.
I really like It's a Small World.
I don't mind it. My daughter loves it, so I can understand.
But I would also be that girl who just sang it all day to annoy the people I was with because it'd be stuck in my head.
I find it a little freaky with the dolls. I think they're kind of creepy, but in general, I think the ride is just nice, fun, relaxing. You know, the song doesn't bother me too much. Well, sorry.
What with their black unblinking eyes? You know, it's
no, they do blink now, which is scary.
Demons.
Yeah.
All right, Julie, least favorite attraction.
Big Thunder Railroad. It was terrible.
Aww.
Is it?
Nope, horrible. The one in Disney World is a bajillion times better. It was my birthday trip. I asked to sit in the front, and I went like 4 miles an hour the entire ride, and it was terrible.
Well, you should have sat in the back because the back goes a little bit faster, I think.
Well, yeah, and had I realized that, I'm sure it would have been a little faster, but it's nothing compared to the one at Disney World.
Well, you have to recall, I think it's considerably older than the one there.
And it's like this big.
Yeah, but it was, I'm trying to recall when they put it in, and I don't know the exact year, but I'm thinking it was when I was around fourth grade, I think.
It's a Wikipedia search away. You guys talk. I'm looking
for it. Already doing it.
And when that first opened, actually, there's kind of a funny story on Yesterland. It replaced a different kind of mine train, which was literally a slow-moving mine train ride. And apparently not everybody got the memo that the ride was a different, complete ride. And some poor woman who was, I gather, above middle age, went and sat down for what she thought was going to be this nice, slow-moving ride through nature's wonderland. And then the lap bar came down.
Oh, no.
It was built on the same land.
What?
It was built on the same land, too. So, I mean.
Yeah. It was
November 15th, 1980 is when the Florida one was open. September 2nd,
and California opened a year before.
Yeah.
Okay, so they opened it a year apart. So they were definitely building the one in Disney World at the same time that they were building the one in Disneyland. So you'd think it would have been like, oh, this one in Disney World is going to be so much better. Maybe let's make the one in Disneyland not suck.
They could have done improvements in the time since, though, that maybe they didn't do in Disneyland.
I would have imagined it's the same basic footprint, though.
No, not necessarily. I mean, they do.
Well, then, like you did mention, this was built on existing area where I don't know. I mean, Magic Kingdom.
It's bounded by a trail that wraps around from Frontierland to Fantasyland. So it is a very small footprint in Disneyland. So that probably hampered some.
Well, I mean, yeah, they also don't have as much room in Disneyland in general that they do in Disney World. So
true.
Sad but true.
Yeah. All right.
So does that mean that Star Wars Land is also going to be smaller?
No, they're both 14 acres.
What they did with Star Wars Land is that a lot of what was considered backstage, areas where they say kept horses on the property and, the stables and things like that, office space, stuff that the guests never saw, along with Big Thunder Ranch. Sorry, Julie, that was where your barbecue place used to be. That all got taken. And they moved the horses off the property. They moved the offices to different spaces off the property. And that's the land that they've taken for Star Wars Land, which is under construction, looking very interesting because you can see parts of it when you ride the train.
Well, there were also parts of the one in Disney World and a lot of the Toy Story pictures too. I was like, why am I more excited about the half-constructed Star Wars world than the Toy Story world?
And the Galaxy's Edge will be open in Disneyland in time
when we're there for D23.
In time for D23, yeah. It'll have been open for like 2 months.
Sorry, Andy.
It's fine.
Well, if you don't hear from us, we'll be
never forgive any of it.
For 87 years.
Should we do a live vlog from there and make Andy jealous?
Well, that's for it.
Oh yeah, well I hope I'm working that day.
We just want you to feel the experience we're feeling, so we just want to include you. It's not about rubbing it in your face, I swear.
Sure it isn't. All right. Least favorite eateries. I have, again, no dog in this fight because when we went, one time we went, I don't remember eating anything when my mom took us. When my aunt took us, it was just go here, get a cheeseburger. You're done. Don't even ask for anything special on it. Just go. I've got no memory of that. So, again, I'm exempt. Least favorite eatery. Let's start with Julie.
I only ate at one place in Disneyland and it was amazing and now it's gone. So my least favorite eatery is that it's gone.
Which one was that?
The backyard barbecue one.
Oh, right. Yes, I'm sorry, but that had a number of different incarnations over the years. It was the Festival of Fools when Hunchback came out. For a while, they had a petting zoo in that space.
I guess I can see that.
It really feels like the All Sorts Park, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Because they can't just add a petting zoo in another part of the park and build onto it because they don't have that much space. So they just have to this can go away for a little bit and we'll put something else in right there. Perfect.
The funny thing is about that space, if you go back and watch the video of the opening day, and they show Phil Fest Parker singing and playing guitar in that area, it pretty much looked exactly the same as it did 50, 60 years ago. Well, it did before they turned it into Star Wars. So,
yeah. So, Jonna, least favorite eatery.
For me, I think it's more a class of eatery. When I was growing up, my mother was very firm about how that you could eat real food for the same price as the burgers and hamburger place, or the burger places, the sandwich places. And so I kind of grew up prejudiced against those. But from everything I've heard, the Alien Pizza Planet and the Galactic Grill, Galactic Grill, your basic burgers, your basic chicken sandwiches, emphasis on basic. And I have heard that the Alien Pizza Planet, other than being themed out real cute, like the little green men and I'm not even sure if that's not a temporary overlay for Pixar Fest. I'm told that the pizza isn't worth walking across to Tomorrowland to get.
Is it like the pillowy dough that they have at like Pizza Rizzo's? Like that cushion of dough with a little bit of sauce on it?
I couldn't even tell you that because I have not personally eaten it. I've always looked at the menu and gone, there's so much better stuff out there. I'm not going there.
What about Corn Dog Castle?
I don't eat corn. I don't like corn dogs. So
I'll give it a try next time.
Aren't I gonna be there before I am? Yeah, you'll have to let me know because I definitely want a corn dog at D23 if that's possible.
I love corn dogs.
Yeah,
what kind of restaurants are they gonna have in Star Wars World?
People who like corn dogs swear by the Corn Dog Castle. They swear that those are fabulous. I'm just not one to judge because
no one wanted to answer my Star Wars question.
Oh, well, nobody knows yet. I don't think they've listed.
I don't speculate that. My God, I speculate that I might start to hate Star Wars like so many have done when they speculate things in advance.
No, the Alien Pizza Planet looks like it's a fluffy dough, but they look like much better pizzas than they have at.
The main thing I've heard about that is that if you have a bunch of kids, it's probably your place to go because you can actually order the whole pizza plus your drinks as part of a package deal.
Oh.
So it's cheaper.
Green miso pesto pasta. It's green pasta like the aliens.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's so much less interesting than DCA, which has color-changing pasta.
I don't think I can handle that. What?
Yes.
I
don't want that in my system.
They have color-changing pasta at Disney California Adventure right now.
I don't think no.
Mike, you get the dog. You need to just text Juli with "It's delicious" with zero context. Just this cryptic "It's delicious" and see what happens.
What am I texting you about? Aren't I texting you about being like in a bathroom at Disney?
Yes, I'm texting you. I'm in the American Pavilion, and if I do discover that is in fact the coldest bathroom, I'm just gonna, apropos of nothing, just go, "You were right." And you're gonna have to wonder what I meant, and then go back over
all of these videos to find out what we were talking about.
Oh, damn it! It was in the fourth video. Ah!
Well, now it's in 2 videos.
Okay, so this is kind of gross, but I would definitely eat this pizza. It's the one I was looking at. Ketchup, yellow mustard, and pizza sauce on a sesame seed crust with American and cheddar cheeses, caramelized onions, diced tomatoes, and a slider patty. Finished with a house-made burger sauce and pickles. That sounds like the most incredible pizza ever.
Oh,
that sounds like Domino's cheeseburger pizza.
It is.
That would violate my mom's rule twice.
I'm good.
Antipasto salad, quinoa, potato salad, chicken salad.
Well, shall I tell about my least favorite restaurant?
Go ahead, Mike.
Go for it.
I'm sorry, Jonah. I know you enjoy this place, but for one, it's a Mexican restaurant, which I'm not big on Mexican food. And 2, the one time I ate there, I got kind of sick afterwards.
But it's Mexican in California.
It was Rancho del Zocalo.
I don't know what to tell you, Mike. I love Rancho del Zocalo.
I know you do, but yeah, I mean,
we go and then Mike will just like sit outside and eat his corn dogs.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even remember what I ordered, but I just remember after eating it, I was walking around and I my stomach was just like in knots. I was like, where's the closest bathroom? I just,
in America, it's nice and cold.
California, not Florida.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, again, it's kind of got two strikes against it right off the bat. So I know you love it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Julie, you and I can go and eat the citrus chicken, marinated chicken, and the street tacos, and the lime flavored tortilla chips, and Mike can eat a turkey leg or something.
No.
I might want to go to the Galactic Grill for breakfast though, because they have a breakfast burrito.
Okay.
That'll be weird. Mike and I never eat breakfast before we go in the park.
It's inside the park. Don't worry.
I know, we never do. Mike is not a breakfast person, so
I eat all the food all the time. Just be prepared that probably like every 2 hours I'm going to be starving again. No matter how much I've eaten during every meal. Just be prepared. I eat a lot.
Yes, I know. We listened to the first episode of your podcast there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You ate more than a pregnant woman.
Oh, yes.
So let's wrap this up with our least favorite thing about Disneyland, and I'll go with the local first, Jonna.
Okay. Well, speaking as a local, I think my least favorite is very similar to the one for Magic Kingdom. Is it gets hot. I'm talking 2 Fridays ago, it was 115 degrees in Anaheim. I mean, that's a radical temperature for July. It really is. That's hotter than the desert was that same day.
Oh, man.
But oh my God, they really, really need to incorporate the Mystic. And I would think it would be actually easier at Disneyland because, one, we have big, huge, tall trees that you can run tubing through and keep it nicely hidden. And 2, the park is smaller than any of the other parks, really. So they ought to be able to include it in the footprint without great difficulty. But there are some days that would just be so wonderful when you, especially if, and I say this as someone who accompanied a small child there, if you've been waiting in the line with the small child for what seems like forever because they have to go on the Astro Orbiter or they will die. Yeah, they need to do something to cool it off just because it's Southern California. It gets warm and I can't think that it would be that hugely difficult. But that is very minor in the grand scheme of things because it is my park. I love my park.
You're the local, and it's the locals' park.
It really is. So, Mike.
Sorry, that jumped up here, Mike.
Yeah, that's what I heard and trust that.
Yeah.
I mean, partially, I mean, one of my negatives is definitely agreeing with John. I kind of wish there was. Actually, she's got there's lots of good tall palm trees out there, but I wish there was more shade close to the ground. When you walk into Tomorrowland, you're kind of in a funnel between Star Tours and Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blaster, and there's other than the no longer used Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover track. There's really no shade right in that entire walkway,
right? And
it gets pretty hot. I mean, when you're on when you're waiting in line on Space Mountain, when you're outside before you get into the building, there's not a whole lot of shade, and there's actually a big open plaza area where it's just straight sunlight. There's no place to hide from that at all. There's no umbrellas, no nothing.
Oof.
So I would like to see a few more bits of just maybe little tarps going over like they've got at Epcot. When you walk into that big open section behind Spaceship Earth, they have all those just kind of translucent
near the electric umbrella.
Yeah. I think some of those things around would be fantastic.
And it was like artistically done too. So
Yeah.
it's not like, hey, we just stuck an umbrella here. It was like, hey, look at this pretty thing you can look up at that also gives you shade.
Yep.
How are you? Oh, sorry, Mike.
I mean, the smallness of it is kind of like a two-edged sword. It makes it hard for it to expand and be. Throw it. You have to, in order to bring in a new ride, they have to take something out because there's no room to put both of them in there. But on the plus side, it's a lot easier to go. When you go from Pirates of the Caribbean to Haunted Mansion, you're like walking like 20 steps as opposed to half a mile.
Right.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah.
How about you, Julie?
The only bad thing that I have to say about it is they took out my favorite restaurant to put in Star Wars World, but I can't really hate that because Star Wars World.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I had a great trip when I was there, so I have a lot to say next week or whenever we record the best of. But
we're doing that in 2 weeks, by the way. I'm going to be on vacation, so like 2 or 3 weeks when both Julie and I are available to do things.
I should be available in Ohio, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, let us know. So, I mean, I really don't have much to say other than what I kind of read, and I could be incorrect about this, but a lot of their like the innovations that like the My Disney Experience app has done for Walt Disney World haven't really translated well to the Disneyland app.
Yeah, we don't have Magic Band technology. And their app for Disneyland, I gotta say, not nearly a patch on the one for Disney World.
Right.
I thought Magic Band was coming out there pretty soon.
Maybe. There hasn't really been anything I've seen to indicate that. I haven't seen, readers or much in the way of, maybe they can convert the ones that they have for reading the Fast Pass thing that they have right now, but right now they're still using fast passes. They no longer use paper fast passes, but they use your actual pass into the park. You have to scan that each time.
So you have to carry a card with you, like it's a plastic card with you everywhere?
Paper card.
Oh.
No, it is actually the little plastic.
Oh, they approved the plastic. Okay.
All right, like a gift card.
You still get a paper reminder of when your time is, but that is no longer what you use to access it.
Okay. That is crazy to me.
Yeah,
insane.
It was kind of a revelation when Mike first took me to Disney World for the first time since I was 5. And, we stayed at the resort and all of a sudden we had this band that it opened the hotel room and, we could get our luggage delivered and we could get on any bus and access any park and we could, heck, if we'd put a credit card on it, we could have started buying up the store.
Yeah.
Exactly why I didn't put a credit card on it.
So, all right. Well, that was our least favorite things about Disneyland. Like I mentioned, we got some vacations going on, but we should be able to continue with our favorite things about Disneyland. Again, I will be about as useless as I was this week. We'll have good stories. So anyway, Julie.
Oh, I'm going first. All right.
You don't need the list. You don't need to do the list. Where can we find you?
We're everywhere. So we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can search at One Little Spice, and we're kind of there. Instagram is _little_spice, but if you search both, you find us. We're on YouTube at the Taste Lab. We just put up the Ackers House special screen, which is amazing. So check that out. This month we are doing a 7-vegetable couscous from the Moroccan restaurant Marrakesh. So that should be out by the end of the month, God willing. And then as far as the podcast, One Little Spice, our main website is onelittlespIce.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes and TuneIn and Spotify and Google Play and Stitcher. I think that's everywhere. And we're on TeePublic, so you can get awesome shirts like this. And we're also on Patreon, where you get exclusive access to Magical Snack Corner. We released our Dole Whip Magical Snack Corner to the world because it was my birthday, and I said so. But the rest of them are going to be just for patrons, and we start with food and wine on our next one. So we'll go in depth with all the different booze that they have and the different food that they have there as well. So that's going to be for the next few months leading into Food and Wine, and we are super excited about that. So it's www.patreon.com/onelittlespice. So we have Magical Snack Corner, a bunch of other exclusives that you can sign up for as well.
Cool. Jonna, when are you going to Disneyland next? Jonna?
Pardon?
When are you going to Disneyland next?
Well, since I don't have an annual pass, woe is me. It'll probably be when Mike is out here in November. It'll probably be the first time, unless I break down and go check out the Halloween things, which I might do because I did last year. But I will most likely be at Disney World sometime, or excuse me, at Downtown Disney, pardon me, this weekend sometime, because I hardly ever go a weekend without going to get my Disney fix.
Nice. Nice. So, Mike, do you want to do the honors this week?
Wow. Surprise. Okay.
Honored. I don't...
Yeah. All right. So we're on YouTube at the Geek Salad, obviously, because you're watching us.
Yep. Don't forget, if you miss anything about what you don't like about Disneyland, comment below, like and subscribe to the video for the love of God.
Yes, please do.
Have we had any comments from the last one to dislike or like about the different parks?
I have not seen any, so you all got to get on that.
Yeah, come on. Hey, I want to know what you like and what you don't like, and I will argue it.
You can also find us geeksalad.podbean.com for all of our episodes and our archives. You can also find us on Spotify, on Twitcher, Stitcher. There should be a Twitcher. Why not?
I don't know. I'm going to pull you back in.
Twitch is a thing, but I think that's for video games.
Okay.
No. Twitcher is like Twitter, but you Twitch a lot.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Google Play,
iTunes.
Okay. I neglect iTunes because I don't think about Apple.
I said you're on Spotify too.
Yeah,
that's true. Spotify. I think you did say Spotify. We're also on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast and Twitter at Geek Salad Radio. We also just released our latest episode late last week, our cover songs episode. So check that one out. I put a lot of work into it, so please.
Yep, and like you said, we're going to be recording our Movies of 1988 episode sometime this week.
Movies of 1988?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yep, and then that leads up to our August 12th release of our 10th anniversary show.
10th anniversary, wow. Congratulations, guys. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. Yes. I'm probably going to be very drunk when we record, so...
Cheers to that.
Boozo.
Yeah. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jonna.
Go forth and...
Hakuna Matata!